That usually requires a response.
Good
Somebody
morning.
talk to me. All right,
Good
thank you, thank
morning.
you. I've
Morning,
been
good
watching
morning.
this. I, Apparently, COVID still exists. Somehow, I got COVID at Mega Agent Camp last week, so I've been stuck on the couch. And there was a TV show, Peaky Blinders, that
Yes.
plays that song. So I've been watching that. Anyway, that's why you got that song this morning. Richard Bass, how are you, sir? Jenny, I see
Good,
you.
doing good,
Hi.
Brett.
All right. Well, we got a lot to get through today, so I'm not going to waste any time. Let's jump in. All right. So I always like to start with the numbers. So in Broward County, uh, new active status change dropped down a little bit this week, which I'm waiting on the seasonality curve to start to slow down a little bit. So I'm not surprised that it's dropping down a little bit. But the active under contract and pendings looks like it actually is holding or went up a little bit. So pretty happy to see that. It feels like, when does school start?
It started for Palm Beach.
Yeah. When does Broward and Miami-Dade start?
Broward
Started
started
last week.
last week. Some of the
All
schools
right.
started
So,
last week.
the real estate industry has always kind of had this drop off when school starts sometimes. And I'm not sure it always holds true, but we always kind of feel like summer's over when school starts, and then we're now quote unquote into the slowdown period, but we're not seeing that yet. Any thoughts, Richard?
You're right on with the historical seasonality. August, September always slow up some. What's interesting with your numbers, though, is the active listings slowed up. However, pending and active under contracts actually increased some. And
Yeah.
that's where we usually see the slowdown. People aren't out there buying homes at the end of the summer when their kids are going back to school.
Do you think it's the interest rate?
I personally think so.
Yeah.
I think that buyers are tired of sitting on the sideline and they're starting to come back out. And the rates, even having dropped the little bit that they did in the last week or so, is a good sign for them.
You know, uh, I don't know how long we've been waiting, but there's always these mental breaks. 6.5 is a big mental break on interest rates, and we're pretty doggone close to it right now. And this was
Mhm.
Friday, close of business. Um, so we'll see. All right. Closings at 225. Still having quite a few expireds. And this is Broward single family. If I go down to Broward condo, a little bit off on the active inventory. Active under contract went down a little bit, but it looks like last week might have been an anomaly where 80s are the usual in a weekly cadence of how many condos go under contract. Pendings dropped off a little bit. So it definitely was a lower under contract week in Broward condo. And then, but closings were 116, which is fairly strong. And then same story on expired, canceled. Townhouse Villa went up in actives, went up to 99. Active under contract came in at 30 and pending at 16. So there was definitely a decrease in going under contract in the townhouse villa in category in Broward. 39 closed out with what's that 54 pending. So wait and see. Miami-Dade act on single family. Oh, nope, hang on. Single family actives went down. Same story. Went down from 845 to 743. Active under contract came in at 105, which is a little bit down from the week before. And but pendings went up at 168. So I'd say it's neutral. I don't think it's up, down. I think we're just kind of on pace right now. Closings came in at 201. And then we're still seeing about the same number of expired canceled on a weekly cadence. In the condo market, in Miami-Dade, 382, which it's down from last week, but up from the 2 weeks prior. 58 went active under contract and 83 went pending, which the pending is the highest it's been in the last 4 weeks in Miami-Dade condos. 107 closed, and we're missing the expired numbers here. I'll get those added. And then the townhouse villa, 108, little bit of a bump in active change over the last 7 days. 18 went active under contract, 19 pending. 27 closed out, which is a little bit lower than we've been seeing. And we're having 65 expired, canceled in that category. I'll get your comments here in a sec, Richard. Let me refresh. All right, 887, which is up for Palm Beach County in active inventory. 192 active under contract, 128 in the pending. This one's up, this one's a little down, probably about neutral. 230 closed out in the last 7 days, which is a little low compared to the last 2 weeks, but kind of on par with 3 weeks ago. As I said, the more data we get, the more rich our perspective will be as we keep going. And then we're looking at 167 expired, canceled in the last 7 days. We're still seeing a lot of expired, canceled listings. In the condo market, we've got 211 in the active category, not active total, but new active status. 74 went under contract and 49 went pending. Both these numbers are up. 74 is the highest for the 4 weeks we've been doing this, and 49 is the highest for the 4 weeks we've been doing this. So condos in Palm Beach County are flying right now. I shouldn't say flying. They're moving faster than they've been moving. 102 closed out. And yet you're still seeing the same level of expireds. And then the townhouse villa, 121, highest total for active status change since we've been doing this. 56, second highest total going under contract. 17 here, closing 62, on par with except the anomaly, and then a little bit higher on the expireds. What do you see, Richard? You're the expert.
I'm seeing we're just plugging along.
Yeah.
It's about being out there doing the work that we have to do every day. Here's one of the things I'm noticing that's puzzled me since you started doing these. Coming soon status. So a question for everybody that's on the call today. When the market was red hot, you were using coming soon status. You were holding your open houses on the weekend when it came off of coming soon, going active, and you were getting 40, 50, 60 people through an open house on a weekend, generating multiple offers. Just because the market has slowed, why are people stopping using the coming soon status and stopping doing the amount of open houses that you were before? It's a great way to create added excitement on a new listing when it hits the market. So you might not have 40, 50, 60 people coming through your open house, but what's wrong with having, 15, 20 people coming through an open house and creating a little bit more excitement with it? And I'm noticing that across all 3 counties, all of the types of properties, is that coming soon status is pretty well not existent anymore. Anybody want to give any
Yeah.
feedback as to
Live,
why we're no
live
longer
question
doing
here.
that?
I'd love to. I can tell you why I'm not doing it. And the reality of my situation is the market prices are dropping so quickly that I want to get that property online and get my open house scheduled. So if I'm listing Thursday night, I'm holding an open house on Saturday. If I took the listing on Wednesday, I don't have time for coming soon. I want to start showing that property tomorrow. I don't want to wait till Saturday because it's Saturday, that property $2,000 less.
That
My
makes
theory.
sense.
I,
Okay.
I think we use
Richard,
the coming soon to create energy and motivation in a hot market, right? And what I'm hearing you say, Lance, is you're not looking for that energy and motivation. You're just looking to get the thing on the market and sold. Is
Well,
that what you're saying?
I'm looking for the energy and motivation. Please don't misinterpret. But what I am saying is in when we were in a super hot market, I could take the listing on Wednesday and let my customer know, hey, listen, we're going to tease the market for a few days and we're going to go live next week and we're going to do our open house on Saturday the following week. We have a couple of days to get photos and market the property. But right now, as quickly as prices are declining, I'm afraid, and I could be wrong, but I'm afraid that if I waited 7 days to put that property on the market, it's going to be worth 7 days less than it was if I got it on the market today.
You
Lance,
know, go
I
ahead.
got a question though. Lance, if you put that property on the market in coming soon status 5 days ahead of time, call it Monday, hit your marketing hard and tease it for 5 days, it wouldn't be a whole nother week that you're waiting. You could still preface the coming soon, the property coming on the market, and do the open house that weekend. I think it's all timing.
I don't disagree with you, assuming that I took that listing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday.
Yeah.
All timing.
Can I encourage this to be a team meeting discussion this week?
Can I also
Sure.
ask a
Yeah.
quick question?
Yeah.
So, I know that the coming soon with Zillow and Compass putting out stuff that was they wanted to, avoid the Zillow thing and there was a lot of confusion and questions for me about what that coming soon entailed and whether you put it on the market right away or didn't put it on the market right away. And for me, just the lack of understanding of that rule with Zillow has caused me pause
Yeah.
to put it on the market in a coming soon status. I just don't, I'm not understanding that concept with
Yeah.
Zillow yet, and so the more I learn about that, the more comfortable I am to put it on coming soon.
Yeah, let me hit that direct real quick, Matt, in case anybody else has the same question. Zillow's directive against pre-listings is more about private exclusive, which means void of the MLS. So if you were to put a listing in some kind of a private exclusive environment that doesn't include the MLS, that's what Zillow has an issue with. But the coming soon feature inside the MLS, they have no issue with.
Yeah. So Brett, go
Yeah.
back and start with what Compass wants to do, what they're doing, because Zillow's reaction is just a pushback against Compass.
So what Compass does is they want to do this private exclusive network, which means off market listings or off MLS listings. And it's quite controversial. I've actually gone down a rabbit hole. We have a software that we could do the same thing, yet it's actually like this line in the sand in the industry right now between Zillow and Compass, and there's others that is going to be fought out in a court of law right now. But what they're trying to do is say, hey, we can list a house, but it's void of the MLS until a future date, which is different than coming soon. Coming soon says we're in the MLS environment, we're going live coming soon, which it's two different types of listings. And there's arguments on both sides of the coin, which is interesting, and we could do a 2-hour conversation about it, to be honest. But the coming soon feature has nothing to do with Zillow. Because what Zillow cares about is the data. And Zillow gets their data from the MLS. So if a listing goes into the MLS and it goes into coming soon, Zillow has access to that data. So it's not on the naughty list per se. It's whether or not we had a listing environment where you listed a house that we never told the MLS about, which is most MLSs, that's a violation. Compass is just ignoring the MLSs right now. And it's controversial, to be honest. I don't know if I answered that or not. We could have a deeper conversation about it, but we've
I
got
think that's a lot of clarity for me, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nadine
Matt-
and Vicky.
Hey, so
Yeah, Matt, we
good
can
morning.
definitely talk about this at the team meetings this week.
I think these are great team meeting topics.
Yeah. So I was going to say, I mean, I haven't done this recently, but I'm thinking in the past, what I did was put it in as coming soon, set it up as on showing time with your first showings to start on the day you're planning your open house. So you're automatically driving traffic that day, and it creates this environment of people really wanting to get in. You can also always place it as active a few days early, and then that drives calls from buyers agents to you. As long as you put it active, then you can show before your original coming soon date had put it. You just have to make sure it's active. So that creates some excitement, and that's based on 2 programs. One was called Yes in 7 Days, which was an old open house program from pre-COVID. And the other was from that 72 and Sold, which had some good strategies to utilize to drive open house traffic. So just a thought.
All right. Thank you. Vicky?
I love that, Nadine. Just a quick thing. My thought with coming soon is that it's a good indicator as to have you priced it right from the beginning, because you'll see interest at that point with requests for showings and whatnot. And then you can obviously you let people know in broker remarks, open house, nothing is being shown until open house, and you just put a few photos, not the whole. But it is in this market down here a good indication as to are you in the right price range.
Yep. There was a comment, Richard. I need your take on this in the chat. It says, I don't like coming soon status because it starts the countdown on the days on market. I don't think that's accurate. Is that?
No, that's
You just have to send your listing agreement to the board and they will adjust your, you just have to make sure that it's written in your additional terms in your listing agreement that the seller is asking you to do a coming soon status, and they'll notify you when they want you to go active, and then you send that to the board and they'll adjust your days on market.
Perfect.
Yeah. In
We're
my
gonna move
case, the
forward,
board
and we're
didn't.
not going to get through any of our articles today.
Can I add just 2 sentences, Brett?
Please go, Rick, go.
All I want to share is just, for me, it was always about bringing the available options to the table when meeting with my clients. It's not whether you believe in open house or coming soons. It's laying out the pros and cons for every asset or strategy that leads to an outcome you're both desiring. But ultimately, let your clients be a part of the conversation and share where the risk reward lies in either strategy. And that way you're in concert. And to me, that's the ultimate form of fiduciary.
All right. Well, real quick, if you go to therealestatestats.com and you click on national statistics, we have uploaded all the latest state of the industry slides they just gave us at Mega Agent Camp. So this is all the slides Gary presented last week. I would encourage you to come on here, familiarize yourself with those, but it's under the national statistics bucket or button on the website. At Mega Agent Camp, the percentage of time from stage, they talked about artificial intelligence was probably 60 or 70% of the stage time. And it's just reminding me that we're in what's called the fourth industrial revolution and how fast AI is coming. I found this article. I'm not going to go through it on this call. I would encourage you to read these, obviously. But here's what Gary talked to us about. He said there's three phases of what's going on with AI. The first phase is awareness and exposure to it, meaning we've got to get exposed to AI. To most people, that translates to Chat GPT, but that's only scratching the surface of exposure. Yet ChatGPT just came out with a new version like a week ago, and this just talks about what's in that new version. So the first phase is exposure. The second phase is what he's calling generative optimization engine. And what that means is, and I'm convinced of this, lead generation is going to change fast and quickly for real estate agents. And I was talking to somebody recently and they said, it feels like we rewound the clock to 2010 when search engine optimization was becoming a thing. People were writing blog posts, they were writing articles, they were getting found in an internet environment. And all of a sudden, ChatGPT just refreshed that. So learning how to get found in a AI environment is going to be a big deal, and those that are figuring it out are going to get found faster. We're still navigating how lead generation looks in an AI environment. And what's happening is Google searches are going down drastically and AI searches are going up drastically. And we can get into the details of that. And I actually plan on getting Miko to help with a lot of that conversation. But the third phase of AI that Gary talks about is he calls it do stuff. And I went, okay, that's technical. Literally, I have seen people that are having AI be like assistants to them, doing tasks, scheduling tasks, doing administrative functions, not because they're asking for content, but actually going behind them and doing administrative functions. And I'm full disclosure, that's down the road. I'm not there either, but it's certainly a roadmap of where this whole thing is going. So we'll go through it together. Gary said we could be in a real estate recession until late 2026. I agree with this, not an economic recession, but a real estate recession, because I think it's going to take time. When you think about pendulum swinging, we were all the way one direction in a hot market, and we have swung the opposite direction to almost a buyer's market and a buyer's market in certain sectors. And it's going to take just a little bit for us to balance out, but we're expecting that to happen next year. You can read the article. Exciting. I met this lady in San Antonio last week. By the way, Keller has never had a chief marketing officer in the 30 years that I've been here. And they hired her, and she is going to do some amazing things. And one of the biggest things we've been talking about is this Canva rollout. And I'm expecting the first phase of this Canva rollout to happen within the next week. I don't quote me on that. They may stall it, but I got to look at it. And one of the cool things is, Jennifer, if you take a listing and then you go to Canva, all your listing information is drag and drop inside of Canva. All your photos, all your descriptions, everything is all preloaded into your enterprise Canva account that you get by being a member of KW to be able to quickly create assets. And it's pretty amazing. And I can only see how far they're going to be able to take this thing. So I'm excited about that.
Hey, Brett,
All
can
right.
I ask you a question?
Yeah,
Do you have access to Sandra?
I do.
So when I had a chance to meet you at the office, I had mentioned the fact that we have Zillow, Redfin, and some of these other people that always go ahead and do press releases to the national public about how the market is doing. This is a great opportunity right now for Keller Williams to step it up a bit. And let's go ahead and advertise us as far as the experts in saying this is where the market's going.
Yeah.
I've never really seen us doing that, and this would be a great opportunity for her.
So this article is actually Gary Keller's press release. This would they constantly do press releases to Inman, yet we could do so much better, right?
I agree.
For sure. All right. I'm going to fly because we got 3 minutes. Florida Association of Mortgage Professionals pushes for condo guideline changes. I think this is a very positive article where they're trying to change the guidelines on condo buying in Florida. And it's basically they're changing the qualifications or they're pushing for changing the qualifications around condos, meaning you can read it here. It just says, in order for it to work on this affordability issue, we feel that one guideline change. It's not even about it to be a guideline change from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. We would do a lot for affordability. Those living in condos and want to sell their property now, but condo isn't qualified yet for a full review. They're kind of stuck because somebody has to put 25% down to buy their condo. And they're pushing for changes with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. The Florida Mortgage Association or Association of Mortgage Professionals is pushing for guideline changes. If they were to get some pressure behind this, it could ease up some of the condo inventory in Florida. Worthy of paying attention to if you're a condo rich market, a condo rich selling agent, right? We already talked about this. Forgive me for going fast, but I want to get through it. We're pretty close, 6.5 on the mortgage rates. And they're still coming down a little bit, which I think, Richard, to the beginning of the call, I think it's what's keeping the market stronger longer than what we anticipated. And I feel good about that. So this is interesting. It says 2 generations are making a risky bet on housing and it may not pay off. And what they're saying is Gen Z and millennial home buyers are banking on future refinancing. And we've always had this fun saying, date the rate, marry the house. And I think it's a fair statement. But what they're saying is there's a lot of younger generation that are banking on it. And maybe they'll be right and maybe they won't be, but obviously they got a qualifier. They can't get into it. But one of the things that we all know is buying now at today's prices with a higher interest rate is way more wealth preserving than trying to wait to buy at a tomorrow's price with a lower interest rate. However, just be cautious of, we can't predict where the rates are going to go. We try to, but we can't necessarily always predict it. Miami beats New York for world's top second home destination for ultra wealthy. In here, it's saying Miami overtakes New York as the top second home destination for the ultra wealthy. And there are some, in 2023, New York was number 1 and Miami was number 2. And now Miami is number 1 and New York is number 2. Miami jumped from number 5 to number 4 spot with a total of 17,500 high net worth individuals. Just be aware. All right.
Okay.
Last but not least,
Brett, Elka asked where to find these articles. That's obviously out of the South
We
Florida.
post them. We post them. You get copies of them all.
Okay, just making sure she got her answer.
Where do you post them? Where do you post them?
Well, your team leaders have them all in their text thread right now and can send them to anybody.
Okay.
But we have a digital environment that Miko and Luke are working on rolling out for you guys, and as soon as we get that rolled out, everything will be posted in there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Home affordability gap widens as salaries lag behind soaring property values in South Florida. Obviously, this is just an informational article, but it talks about the affordability challenges in South Florida and how incomes just aren't keeping up with property appreciation. Richard,
Yeah,
Jenny,
guys,
Rick?
this is where I always talk about reading the headlines and what's going on behind them in how to talk to your clients. Because that last headline you just showed is absolutely opposite other headlines that have come out, is that prices are dropping dramatically in South Florida. You can't have two truths, two articles like that being right at the same time. Read the articles, read behind the headlines so you understand what they're talking about, so that you can have intelligent conversations with your clients.
Yeah, and that's global news. So pay attention to your micro markets, because street to street, neighborhood, condo community to community is going to be very different, and that's your greatest value as an advocate for their real estate investing mindset.
And I just dropped all our social media scripts from today's content in the chat. So just if you're not aware, we put these together every week, and it's literally plug and play for you to create social media content based on what we discussed in the industry update today.
Yeah. You're
So
you're the voice of discerning truth. That's what your clients need to know, that you can read between the lines, recognize what's bleeding edge headlines versus truth.
And we put an email template together for you that you could send out every Monday morning, just as to your SOI, based on the content of the week. See it?
Yep.
All right. Any questions?
Easy button.
We try.
Yep.
I like to
Thank
start
you
and
for
end on
everything you're
time,
doing
and we
for
keep
everybody,
going
Brett.
along. Do what?
Thank you for everything you're doing for everybody.
All's good. COVID's not fun. Bye.
Have an awesome
Keep feeling better.